So I'm recording this on the same afternoon as I recorded yesterday's upload, but I'll upload this tomorrow. So it's still a dark, grey, cloudy day, a bit of drizzle. I've come back from taking my mom for her eye checkup. So all went well. It's just a routine checkup. So shame. It's her left eye. She's wearing one of those clear eye patches over her eye. And the doctor, all is well, whatever the case may be. But as she said, when you're going for cataract, it's just old people. It's just old people there. And then we bumped into when I was young, there was another mother at the school that I went to, me and my brother. My mom bumped into her. So yeah, it's all the older people, 60 plus. And it just made me as a younger person, I mean, I think I'm getting old. I'm only 45. It is young. When I look at these older people, 60s, 70s, maybe even 80s, I don't know how old some of them are, I realize how young I look and feel and sound and act around the older generation, the much older generation. And so it gives me that perspective of I am young. It gives me that feeling like just enjoy the fact that I am still fully mobile. I mean, yes, my vision is starting to go. I think anyone over the age of 40 realizes that their eyesight is starting to go. Like, I am starting to need probably readers for small print, like this bottle here. Me trying to read the small print, I'm going like, oh, and I have to just pull it and have it in the light, like put it to the right place. I can still read it, but not too close. I have to pull it back. So it just shows you my eyesight is also close up going. So I may need readers just for very, very close up. What else? Yeah, I actually felt very young, very young. So that's good. I've just had lunch, Joe. When you're on YouTube, you have to be prepared all the time to be camera ready. So I made a video for my main channel when I got home talking about the microkeratin hair repair mask. I raved about it. I've still got to edit and put that up. But I've used the mask today and I'm raving because I can run my fingers through my hair, which is something I have not been able to do in a long, long time. And I use hair oils, I use all the things, and you might think, well, that's a small thing, but my natural hair, when I say natural, I mean my hair when it's not got bleach in it, when it's not been damaged. My natural hair is silky and I normally can run my fingers through my hair. So I remember that feeling. I know the feeling. And the fact that I can do it now, it's these small things that you miss when your hair is bleach damaged. There's Yogi. Yeah, Yogi. Yogi. Come. Boyki, come. Come. Come say hello. Come. Come say hello. Finally. You're not so lazy. Come this way. Yeah. Come. Come. Where are you? There we are. Okay, now he's out of frame again. There he is. There he is. Yogi. Oh, there's my boy. There's my boy. And you can see my favorite slops in the whole wide world. So I pretty much, oh shit, now I can't get this back up. I pretty much live my life in slops, which is awesome. There. This gooseneck thing on the tripod is a pain. So I pretty much live my life in slops, which is lovely. I love not having to, I'm just patting Yogi. I love not having to really wear dress up shoes. I like it for going out. I like to dress up now and then to go out. Hey, there he is. But to live the majority of my life in slops is a blessing. And here in South Africa, now, and where I live on the East Coast, you can almost wear slops, not fully year round, but almost, especially if you're more on the coast, we're inland. And it's just like, yeah, I don't know why anyone would ever want to wear any other shoe. And I watched, there's this comedian, Ursula with a Z, Ursula Carlson. She's on Netflix. She's got a Netflix special where she talks about slops. And she calls them death booties because she says you can only go forwards in them. You can't go side to side or move backwards because your foot wants to slide out of them. I can do all of it in the slop. You just got to find the right slop with the right grip. Yes, there is an art form to walking in slops, but once you get them, they are so comfortable. Oh, anyway, so there's me raving about slops and this hair repair mask, which I'm going to use as a conditioner every single day. And if you have bleached hair, damaged hair, you know what I mean, where your hair just doesn't have that feeling of slip. And it's weird because when I used it in the shower, um, and the instructions are to comb the mask through your hair. And combing it through was difficult because it's such a thick, pasty texture. And I'm like, oh boy, this is not going to cut it. And my hair wasn't feeling very soft. And I'm combing this like thick paste through my hair. And I thought, oh boy, have I wasted more money on another hair care product? But then I waited I just guessed 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. And then I rinsed out. And as I rinsed, I could feel, okay, we're feeling soft, we're feeling smooth. And then got out the shower. And when I combed through, I was just like, ah. So I love that product. Well, as of today, I love it. I'll keep using it. It's the first time I've used it, so I can't say for sure that it's going to be the be all and the end all, but I haven't found a conditioner or a hair care mask, anything, or a leave-in treatment that has made my hair feel this good. And I've used a lot of products. So you can tell that I'm really excited. And now I was just thinking, I mentioned yesterday all the mascaras. I should do like a mascara review where I compare all the mascaras. But I haven't found like a mascara that I'm like, oh. The one I'm wearing today is quite nice. It's an Estee Lauder double wear. It's a tubing mascara, but the wand and the bristles are not nice. So it's very clumpy when you put it on, or you've got to clean that wand off and then apply it. But now you're wasting half the product. So yeah, there's that. And then my son is away with his dad. So I've got no mommying to do for a while. But it was nice. We had some really good bonding time in the last few days where I don't know, he opened up to me, and I really want him to know he doesn't have to open up to me. I don't expect him to tell me all his deep, dark secrets or whatever he's going through, but I want him to know that there is someone, me, his mom, on the planet who is always, 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 always in his corner, who will never judge him, who can listen to him and can hear. I can truly hear anything he might have to say. Shame, he might think, I can't tell mom this, I can't tell mom that, but he can. And you've got to give off that vibe, and you've got to show interest, and you've got to not probe them like question, 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 but you as the adult, as the parent, you need to be the one reaching out and making the effort all the time. I think it's easier, when they're teenagers, it's easy to feel like, well, they need to approach you, but they don't know. They're hormonal, they're moody, they're changing, their bodies are becoming awkward and gangly, and this is their first time on planet Earth, their first time as a teenager, it's their first time with everything. And he doesn't know what I've been through and how I feel. And he will never know me the way I will know him, because he didn't birth me, I birthed him. So he is only coming into his own slowly now. There's dog hair everywhere now because I'm patting. And so I'm the one that needs to, there we go. I'm the one who needs to, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to hound my son, but I need to give him and create and make that safe space and make the time and show an interest and be aware and also read his cues. It is hard. Parenting is damn hard, but it's so rewarding. And yeah, so we just had some really good bonding time. And I hope he knows. I'm going to keep at it. Hope he knows he can just relax and tell me anything, because I get it. I get it. This is my 45th year on this ball spinning through space, and there's nothing he could tell me that would truly shock or upset me. I mean, I know humans are humans, and he's going to make mistakes. And I think a kid is always more terrified. What if I disappoint my parent? And as a kid, you're not actually aware that your parent is a human being. Your parent is just a human being like you are. And I think because so many parents, especially the older generation, the old school parents, were more, there was this sort of separation of, I am the parent, I will tell you what to do, and more authoritarian, dictatorial. Whereas nowadays, I don't want to be his best friend. That's not what I'm going for. I want to be his, I suppose the word is his cheerleader. I'm also the boundary keeper and the guider. I mean, I have to set boundaries, but his safe space as well. So, yeah, it's you're walking a tightrope of being firm but fair, warm, approachable. I wouldn't say strict, but he's got to know that there are rules and there are guidelines. And sometimes I think I'm dropping the ball in that I do let him play a lot of computer games. It's his thing. He loves it. It's his identity as a gamer. But I've spoken to teachers at school and they say by this age you can't, if I start pulling him off all the time, he's going to resent me. And when he has other things like homework, schoolwork, he won't game. He will get all his work done first. And so I can't fault him. It's not like he games at the detriment of things he has to do. Sometimes I do wish he would be more like he would come and just sit and watch TV with us or whatever. But again, you how much do you force them? So as you can hear, if you're not a parent, parenting is, it gets you to self-reflect and question all the time. And if you're a parent, you know, you know what it's like. And if you're a good parent, you know damn well what it's like. And I think the hallmark of a good parent is somebody who questions, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? And of course, you will get it wrong. We all do. You will fuck it up. We all do. But it's okay. You're human, and you show them that it's okay to be human through your stuff ups. And if you make a stuff up as a parent, you can say to them, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it that way. That's not how I should have handled that situation, or that's not what I should have said to you. It's not how I should have punished you, whatever the case may be. But yeah, we were talking about vaping, and he was sort of saying, if I caught him vaping, like he would expect me to punish him. And funny enough, I was thinking, no, because vaping, how are you going to stop a teenager? Well, you can try and you can tell them not to and you can hope that they don't. But would punishing him be the right course of action? I don't know. It's interesting. But then again, I know what he means. He would want me to send him a message of what's right and wrong. And vaping it's not good for them. So it's not something I want him to do at all by any means. But I also know that the teenage years, he will be curious and he will experiment. And so again, I've got to navigate, like vaping is one thing, but obviously drugs and alcohol is another thing. So there's all of that coming up too for me. Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd chat about all these things and share my little experiences. Oh, one last thing I did want to talk about before I go. Let's just drop that there. I was listening to The Diary of a CEO, and he was talking to Lori Gottlieb, that psychologist. I think I mentioned her on one of my previous videos uploads. And they were talking about dating, and she was saying about, they were debating who should pay on the first date or who should pay on dates in general. And Stephen Bartlett, he's the interviewer, was saying he always feels it's just this thing. He wants to pay for his girlfriend. He feels the need to pay for her. It's like a gesture that he wants to do. he saw his dad look after his mother, blah, blah, blah. And Lori Gottlieb was saying that she personally likes it and would feel that it's good and right for a man to pay on the first date. But her son, who's 18 and now entering the dating world, is coming up against situations where some of the girls don't want the men to pay for a first date, because maybe, so the younger girls are thinking, well, if he pays, does he expect sex or whatever, kiss, anything physical? What are the expectations associated with the man paying? And it's interesting because a lot of this is generational. It's how we grew up. I am from the slightly older generation who traditionally and typically the man would pay. And for me as a woman, it's not that I expect him to pay. It's that I think it's a wonderful gesture that he does pay, and it's not about the money. If he is not able to afford a lot, I would rather go to a less expensive restaurant or only go for a coffee. But I would feel better if he paid, and not because I want his money. It's what it is signaling. It is saying that he respects and values my time, because a woman needs a man in the role of protector, provider, the one who's going to care for her, while she is in the role of nurturer and mother of the children. And so I think the paying is symbolizing that, don't worry, I've got you. I'm going to look after you. I've got you. I've got this. I've got the situation. To me, that's what it's sort of subliminally saying, is that I am a man who can provide, take care of my woman, and I respect your time, and I respect the fact that you're willing to give up your time and come on a date with me. And it's so much more like, okay, so you say, well, why shouldn't the woman then say the same thing to the man? And it's complicated, but her being there is saying that to him because, and this sounds terrible, but generally women are pursued by options. There's a few men. So a woman will get approached by 3-4 men in a day, a week, a month, whatever. I mean, depending on how, I suppose, attractive she is. Whereas men generally don't get hit on as often by women, and women are generally not asking men out on dates, although they are. And so I think for a woman to say yes, get dressed up, and it takes us hours to go, get ready and go on a date with you, that is our form of giving. And you, who just, it took you 5 minutes, you stepped out of the shower, you put some gel through your hair, and you were ready to go, you just showed up, the least you can do is pay, even if it is just for a cup of coffee. I would rather, like I say, and this is going to be, you might disagree and feel free to disagree, I would rather he paid for my coffee and we didn't go out for a meal, rather than we go out for a meal and he expects to split the bill. And it's not about the money. It's not, okay, look, I'm not dating anymore, but when I was, there was a guy, me and a friend of mine, we both went on dates with this guy because we were both on Tinder at the same time. And he actually asked her, or he got her to split the bill or pay for it or something. We asked her to pay. But with me, he paid, but he said, next time you can get it. And I was like, I just felt like, is it? Like, why? And again, it's not about the money. And I know it's going to sound like it is, because believe me, I really don't need a free meal. I can cook for myself at home, or I can go out on my own and get a meal. It's not about the money. It's something about the chivalrous nature. It's, nowadays men are not going out to hunt and kill. They don't have to go and slay a lion or whatever the case may be. So what else is he going to do to show me that he enjoyed the date, he valued my time, he wants another date, he likes me that much? And I don't know, it's about that. So I don't know if that, anyway, that's how I see it for me. And yes, I have had a son. I'm not looking to have more children, but it's about this respect that a man shows to a woman, as in he's respecting the fact that you as a woman would theoretically, traditionally take time off your career to have the babies, so you've got to take care of all that. You've got to be healthy. You've got to be physically the carrier, physically the one to bear the children and then nurture the children. I mean, it's still to this day, who takes time off when the kids are sick? Who runs around after the kids? Who goes to all the parents' school things? Who goes to mostly the women? Now, there are men that do that, but it's still the majority of the childcare is it's the women that do that. And so it's just not fair. We cannot pursue careers in the same way, especially if we have children. Now, if we don't have kids, of course we can, but still, we are the mother energies. And I just feel that a man paying, it just says so much that he respects all of that that we bring. He respects our softness, our nurturing nature, our feminine energy. I don't know how else to say it. And maybe I'm an older generation, but I also feel, and maybe I'm wrong, if I offered to pay or I paid for the man, especially in the beginning, it would emasculate him. Maybe I'm wrong. Now, like I'm dating my partner and the two of us, I have paid. Not all the time. Obviously, I'm earning way, way less than he is, especially now. But when I had some available money, I paid. And I pay my way or my portion to the best of my ability because that's fair. But in the beginning stages of like dating, he thought of a date, he picked me up, he opened the car door. These are the kinds of things that to me signal a man that is ready to settle down, ready to commit, values a woman as a woman, values what she can bring to the relationship. It's not, equality is not 50-50 in all tasks, all chores, and finances. Equality to me and to my mind means you each give as much as you can, and you give based on your strengths and based on your male and femaleness in the relationship. And that could even apply to, I guess, gays and lesbians. But I can only speak for heterosexuals because that's what I am. Whereas, so I do feel a man takes care of the manly stuff around the house and the woman takes care of the womanly stuff. You know what I mean? And we give what we can. And even if what I'm giving to him is an emotional sounding board, which I do feel I do for my partner, I'm that place where he can speak and I hope show him himself back in a good light. I don't know if you know what I mean, where he'll say something, bounce an idea off me, and I'll say, yeah, well, what about this, that. I feel like I'm good at that, and I feel like that is my role, is to help him be the best man in the world that he can be. I don't know, but I feel that a man that pays on dates is signaling that he values that in a woman. He values your nurturing, he values your softness, your emotionality, the fact that you can nurture the children, take care of the house, whatever the case may be. And so it's not about the money. It really isn't. And I've had to search my soul because I thought, is it about the money? But it's really not. I mean, when we met, I was earning my own money, had my own place. I really couldn't care whether a man could buy me food for the food's sake, for the money. It's not about that at all, but it's something that's hard to put into words, but I hope I've done it. So, again, I've rambled on. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.